And a very pleasant, good evening it is on a Monday evening. Am I correct? A Monday evening, and a little bit more in my headphone, in my microphone there. And it's been a while since we've been on the air live. Here we are. Here we go tonight on a Monday night. And I tell you what, Josh, we have a hot show tonight and a hot topic to talk about. Josh, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everybody out there watching, listening, wherever you may be, however you may be checking us out on tonight. We definitely appreciate y'all coming in, wherever you may be, however you may be checking us out on tonight.
Oh, man.
It's Monday night, man, and we got some Monday night action to talk about, man. Almost sound like we're talking about wrestling, man, but it ain't wrestling, but it's, I guess you could say, political wrestling to some degree. But, man, there's so much to talk about, so much been going on, so much we've been wanting to give our opinions on and to see what y'all think, most importantly, about what we're talking about. So y'all know what to do. The number scrolling on the bottom of the screen, by the way, if you want to call, is 706-250-6252, 706-250-6252, number to call. Lines are open. If you want to join the conversation, as we always say, also, you can leave a comment on all our platforms that we're live.
Please do.
We're live all over Facebook on our multiple pages. We're also live on YouTube as well. TalkBackLive Network on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe there as well. And we definitely appreciate it, as I always say. So, without any further ado.
Yeah, we'd like to thank everybody that's come in so far. And those that are coming in, spread the news. And I tell you what, let's get off with a hot topic, Josh, and let's get it on.
All right, and let's see. So, Bob hit me with it quick there. But shout out to y'all, again, coming in. I'm doing a few things a little different, which is why one of the things I use kind of going a little slow on me. That's why I'm doing something a little different. So
we'll get to the topic.
Yes, sir.
And I see a lot of you speaking, and if you can hear me well, let me know. We hear you loud and clear on the show tonight, and I'd like to hear from you in your comments, or you're welcome to call. And Josh has the number across the screen, 706-250-6252. And that's the number if you want to join us live by phone. And Vicky says, glad to see y'all back. Well, it's glad to have you on tonight, Vicky.
Yeah,
and
glad to be back.
Greg and
got Frankie in the building.
Frankie?
Yeah,
Frankie and all of these people coming in here.
Yeah, whoever else is. But let's get to the headlines.
All right, let's get it on.
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
There we go.
And in the headlines today, we've got well. Don't think that some people don't know what's going on in your community, even though they don't live there.
Yeah.
You don't have to live in a certain community to know what's going wrong, what's going right. Not saying that everything else, every other places have things that are going right. No, of course not. But when you have a situation like this one, well, let's talk about it. Josh, in Memphis, Tennessee, and the school board Shelby County Schools and the school board. Man, this is a big, big topic to talk about. And I'm telling you, man, I don't know what in the world's going on here, but let's talk about this one. And folks, give us your opinion and your questions and your comments on what do you have to say about this. Josh, what's going on with this deal?
So it's a lot, man, and I'm sure a lot of y'all know by this point. But if y'all see that picture, and you wonder who is that in the middle of the screen talking about "Don't play with me." Y'all know who that is. That's Rod Richmond. If those that aren't in Memphis, if you're wondering who's that Ike Turner looking fellow, but he is not Ike.
Is that what he looks like?
Look like that. He looked like a lot of things, but he looked like he ticked off. Whenever when you got your mouth in that position,
yeah,
that means you ticked off. You're wearing a turtleneck.
It doesn't look like he's happy there, John.
Nah, he ain't playing around. But ironically, this is when he was pronounced the interim superintendent of Memphis and Shelby County Schools.
This guy.
Yes, Rod Richmond is his name, and he's the guy in charge for however long that is because of the news that came out today. But going back to that for a second, with the dismissal and firing of Dr. Marie Fagans, who was the superintendent of Memphis Shelby County Schools for 9 months, about 9 months.
Yeah.
After she just got hired, basically.
After they spent all this money,
yes,
to go out and find the superintendent, they went out, took the time, spent all this money, hired this lady to come here, and then they get all these people on the school board. The names of some of those people are what is it?
Well, it's so many names, but I know some of them are brand new to
the school board.
Tawana Murphy is the one.
Tawana Murphy of all people.
Yeah. You got Stephanie Love, who's been
Stephanie Love.
And so many people. You got Keith Williams. Y'all know Keith. We call him Keith. Keef.
Yeah.
Keith Williams. And his voice and everything. And then, you got several other people. You got the person that's the head of the school board, who was also against the former superintendent, now Marie Fagans. Basically forced her out. We all know there's a lot that went into that. There's a lot of people with a lot of conspiracy theories, with everything from Deidre Malone and her son, Dr. Joris Ray, Tawana Murphy, all of their connections. Some people talk about several other people that are on the outside end that are having their influence to get revenge on the now former superintendent. Interesting thing was,
can I get a little more mic here?
Okay, I got you almost all the way.
Okay,
your earbuds need to be up.
Oh, okay, all right, that's good, right there.
Y'all know that's a guarantee that he's gonna ask for that.
Yeah,
it's no problem, though. But I will say, all that being said, all black women. Yeah, that's right, Vicky. She just said all black women. That jumped the fellow black woman there.
Wow.
Here's the thing.
Isn't that something, Vicky?
Yeah, that's true. And
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, all black women. No men. Oh, well, Keith.
Keith, yeah.
Yeah, Keith's in there.
Well, most of the people on the school board, aren't they black? The school board?
And they're women, most of them.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 men.
Yeah.
And one of the men voted to keep keep the former superintendent on the board.
Yeah.
But he's brand new.
Right.
And, Tawana. So, what's so bad about this, man? It's so many things, right?
Yeah.
Now,
folks, we're just going to be honest. I don't care. I'm not there.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be honest. We're going to speak our mind.
Absolutely.
I don't care what those other people on the school board, the Murphys, the whoever her name is, all of them. I don't care who they are. I don't care what they say about me on Facebook. We're gonna tell the truth, and be honest with this situation.
Yeah.
And Josh, what is going on?
So I'm gonna throw this at y'all. So what seems to be the case, and now y'all could probably read for yourself the whole long, thick report that was put out by the so-called lawyer that spoke before the board. I showed Bob that too. We all looked at that the live stream and the after highlights and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, what it seems like to me is that a lot of people are mad at her firing a lot of people. I just said about 600 people or so when she got in. And there was some upheaval with some staff and the school board. There was some teachers that were fired. There was all this and that. And I saw a long Facebook post. And I'm trying not to rant, but it really got me when I saw it, right? John Best shared the post. And nothing wrong with him sharing it. You know, he's with the MCS radio and media and stuff like that. Does a great job, to be honest. But as far as the person that the post that he shared was a teacher, a guy that was a former principal. He says about all these people talking negative about Rod Richmond, how he's a great guy. And then the post was so long, it was about at least a 3-part story novel. You know, and I actually read it though. It was tough, but I read the whole thing. And what it sounded like to me, people trying to say, oh, that's a good post. It shows that the superintendent wasn't all she said she was. What it sounded like to me was a guy that's bitter. Yeah. That's bitter that he lost his job. And I get it, right? I'm not even knocking him for that necessarily. But he's letting that cloud his judgment on certain things, at least in my opinion. I think a lot of people feel that way as well. What it sounds like is Dr. Fagas didn't care about the good old boy network in Memphis. And black folks in Memphis have a good old boy network as well. If you know somebody, they can get you a position that you're probably not qualified for or whatever the case is. And since she didn't care about that, she was willing to fire people that were in positions for a long time and probably, my assumption, not doing much because the evidence was that the school system was suffering. So when you got somebody that's not biased and not willing to do these deals and stuff like that, that's going to hurt a lot of people in Memphis the wrong way, because we know that's how Memphis operates. Even in black circles, we know being in media for Memphis for I don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. So, you know, we've interacted with some of the people involved in this. Yeah. With the Tawana Murphys and Stephanie Loves
and in all of that, Josh, we've got some news tonight that maybe some of you people have not heard is about to go down in the Memphis City or Shelby County school system, and we've got it right here. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. You better tell somebody if you want to hear some news. Bob and Johnson's got some news that just leaking off the chart, I guess. Yeah, coming in. Yeah, and it is about to go down in the Memphis Shelby County school system. So stay tuned. I'm
gonna read, and we got a video we're gonna play, kind of talking about some of that too. And some of y'all probably already know, but we're still gonna talk about it. Let me go back to some of these comments here. Let's see. Frankie says it's a ham, not a ham sandwich. She said a hot mess.
It is a mess.
Yeah,
Frankie. It is terrible.
Yeah,
it is a shame that the kids have to see this kind of mess go on in their school system, and this should never happen anywhere. Never, ever.
Honestly, and it was, and I know the video and the picture there of old Richmond.
Right.
It's pretty funny. But the whole thing isn't funny, man. Like you got kids at stake. You got the future of Memphis at stake with stuff like this. And it's just a shame, man. Like do they really care about the school or the kids? Or do they care about their own agenda?
Yeah.
And trying to climb the ladder and trying to do things. It's really a shame. And I'm gonna tell you what though, with this lawsuit from Dr. Fagans, I feel like a whole lot's going to come out. Who's involved, who's really in the best interest of Memphis and the kids, and who's not.
Right.
And because the lawyer for the superintendent already basically told everybody involved not to delete any text or anything, because they're going to do a discovery and try to get that information. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see. Greg says, got a big statement here. He said, ain't much to say from this level because the school board hasn't really told the public what the actual problems were. with the now ousted Stupor. But here's the thing, Greg. They said they did. That lawyer, Spence, I think it was Robert Spence.
Mm-hmm.
He came up with that whole thing. Said this is all the facts. You remember Bobby kept saying, you want the facts, and the fact is the superintendent lied, cheated, stole. He said she did everything. Some things that she probably wouldn't even accused of. She did that too, according to this guy. So I don't know, man. Greg also says now they're about to be ousted themselves, and that kind of goes into what we're
and that's the thing.
Yep.
When you do something to someone and then you try to get rid of someone, and now they're about to probably, more than likely, lose their own jobs with the Shelby County school system just because they did this woman wrong.
Yeah.
They're reaping what they sowed. That's exactly what's about to happen to them. And how is it going to go down, John? And the state of Tennessee, what is happening?
Well, it looks like, according to the Speaker of the House of the state of Tennessee, according to KWAM in Memphis, he did an interview this morning that said that they plan on taking over the Memphis Shelby County School Board.
Wow.
The school system, everything, and that they're basically going to oust everybody, the whole board, all of them, and replace them with people from the Mid-South area, by the way.
Yeah.
So they're not going to come outside of Memphis. They're going to be from Memphis that they pick.
But it's fresh people.
Yeah, and people they pick. And there's going to be no good old boy deal here. So I'm interested to see who they end up picking.
Yeah, that'll be.
So that's going to be real interesting. But here's a story kind of talking about it. You're going to see this from WRAG, as you can see there, talking about the filings, because it still has to be filed and passed. But with the state representative Mark White and then the Speaker of the House of the state of Tennessee basically saying they plan on doing this.
And Vicky has a point. It's a Republican state.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're fixing to take this over. It's not going to be the same.
Definitely. So I don't know. And see, that's the thing. I don't even know if that's good or bad.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you don't want outside entities coming in and taking over local, because then they're just going to do what they want to do.
Right.
And shout out to GKP, by the way. I got to shout you out. He's coming in. He says, y'all already know who it is. What's good?
GKP, welcome to the show.
And, man, shout out to you. I meant to hit you up on this, but, man, I saw you all over that school board meeting with the coverage, man. Because I was looking at the live stream that night, and all I saw was GKP. Every time somebody was there to speak, he was right at the podium with the camera and everything.
Good job. We appreciate that. He was bringing the information live where people can see it. Yeah,
definitely. So he doing his thing, man. And I want to get your perspective too, man, here in a minute. But we're going to play this clip here, and we'll be back. I got a couple clips, actually, but this is clip number 1.
Take a look at this.
So many of you are asking what comes next for the school district now that Dr. Fagans has been fired. We're looking into the possibility of the state of Tennessee moving in to take over the district and what that might look like. Our Team 3 coverage continues now with WREG's Alex Coleman and reaction from a state lawmaker from Memphis who will be filing a bill calling for the so-called nuclear option for Memphis Shelby County schools.
In Tuesday's tumultuous and contentious school board meeting where Dr. Marie Fagans was fired as superintendent, many speakers supporting the embattled school leader warn of a possible state takeover of the Memphis Shelby County School District if she was let go.
When you operate in them, it leads to other people in other positions of power, like state legislators, to do things to strip away the power of our community.
And now it seems a possible state takeover will be explored by the Tennessee General Assembly, as promised by House Speaker Cameron Sexton.
I don't see the board being able to work together very effectively going forward because of the contention between the board members.
Tennessee Representative Mark White of Memphis telling your news leader he will file several bills for state intervention of the school district.
And so I think that we've been talking about this for years, and I think now we're going to get serious and really try to implement something that will intervene in our school system.
Representative White is exploring several options. One bill would allow for broad takeover and intervention with the school district. Another bill would be similar to legislation in Texas that allowed the takeover of the Houston Independent School District and headed by the education commissioner, but it would have local input.
Is this the potential nuclear option we heard Cameron Sexton refer to a few weeks ago?
Yeah, it would be state intervention with local appointments to intervene for a while. Nothing is permanent. It would be for a certain amount of time to right size things and get the right people in place and make some objective moves where we can move our school system to better.
I think the state, especially the career educators in the state government, realize the folly of the ASD. The state has already come into Memphis, Shelby County and taken over schools and did a poor job.
After concern that Fagans could be fired, Tennessee Representative G.A. Hardaway of Memphis recently filed House Bill 92. It would allow elected leaders such as school board members to be recalled from office. But Hardaway does not support a state takeover.
Anytime you set off a nuclear option, there's fallout, there's radioactivity that destroys for years. Okay? So nuclear option for me is not an option.
Reporting for your news leader in Memphis, Alex Coleman, WREG TV, News Channel 3.
All right, possible national intervention. And Representative
Well-
says if his bill, the second one, is filed, it would create an advisory board consisting of 7 to 9 state-appointed members and separate from the elected MSCS board members. And it would have the power to intervene in the district. Of course, your news leader will keep you posted on what happens next.
Now, keep this in mind. The cost of firing Dr. Fagans could potentially run into the millions of dollars. MSCS received some $900 million a year from the state funding, and that funding, said makers believe that they would likely control that under a takeover. And on top of that, Dr. Fagans has threatened the district with a lawsuit over her termination. Now, because she was fired for alleged violations of her contract, the board is saying Dr. Fagans is not entitled to any additional money under the terms of that agreement. However, after hearing evidence, a court could also have a different interpretation of those alleged violations.
Wow.
That's
man,
a lot
I'm
of
telling
info.
you.
Yeah.
Whoa. I mean, all of this has to go down because of a few women that made themselves to the Shelby County School Board. I don't know how they got there. Some of these people, Josh, I really don't understand how these people got to the school board. And some of these people have, Twana Murphy.
Yeah.
I mean, the shows and the attitude and her nasty demeanor, and she is. Some people respect her because they're afraid of her. Some people respect her, and because of they know her very well. But this lady, I don't see how in the world. And what is she doing on the school board? How did this happen?
Well,
People like this are the ones why Memphis City and Shelby County schools are in the position that they're in right now. And so they try to get rid of the lady, which they did, but in the same term, it looks like they've gotten rid of themselves. And according to the state.
honestly.
So I don't know.
I mean, that's a good point. Like, seriously. Shout out to old Scotty Mangrum, aka Just in Case, Bob, if you remember.
Yeah, okay.
Shout out to Just in Case, wrestling manager
Mhm.
extraordinaire. He says he was trying to book some of those ladies for wrestling.
Oh my goodness.
Hello. Well,
Maybe
I think Tawana would get in the ring.
maybe the former superintendent against Tawana Murphy.
Well, here's the problem.
Yeah.
Tawana has a size advantage.
Yeah.
And that I would
Yeah.
now Dr. Fagans is a tough woman,
Yeah.
but she would need a tag team partner.
Yeah.
For that.
Tawana Murphy's a bulldog.
So,
Yeah, so
the physicality
that wouldn't work.
Yeah, that would be a
wouldn't
problem.
work.
Yeah, but y'all let me know who would win. I don't know, man. But
I don't know.
all that being said, so I'm gonna say this.
I am disgusted
Okay.
with this whole situation, Josh.
Mhm.
And even though we're not there anymore, this
still care
right
about it.
here rubbed me the wrong way.
Oh.
And this whole situation, it just doesn't. It's not the right way to go.
Yeah.
And these board and school members, Shelby County School Board members, a lot of them, they need to go. And I guess they are going.
Yeah,
they are going.
Whether they want to or not.
Whether they want to or not, and get some new people in and to set this thing up the right way so that the kids of Memphis and Shelby County schools can be educated the right way and have the right example.
Mhm.
And if you'd like to call in, you're welcome to give us a call or leave your messages. A lot of messages come in and comments, and we appreciate that as well.
You know what? And to your point, and I want y'all to be honest. Y'all let me know in the comments, or if you call the numbers at the bottom of the screen there.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel if y'all are parents, if you know people that are parents, or you got nephews and nieces, or whatever the case is, that are in the Memphis and Shelby County school system? How do you feel right now? How do you feel? Do you feel like you need to move? Because I've literally seen all over Facebook, and I know sometimes it could be demonstrative and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, when you see the state of the schools, and even with the state's takeover, do you want your kids in Memphis and Shelby County schools as it stands right now? Is it worth it? Do you have confidence that your child will be, one, treated right, and two, get the education that they deserve? Because you look at what's happening.
I mean,
who are these people really focused on the kids like they say they are? It's hard to really say.
It's hard to really look at what Vicky said, Josh. Read that. What did she say?
Oh, yeah.
Memphis is predominantly black. Read
yes.
That. Yeah.
She said Memphis is predominantly black.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine what's about to happen if a bunch of Republicans get their hands around the necks of our school system.
What do you mean by that, Vicky?
Well, I'll say this, and you definitely tell us what you mean.
Well, I mean, Democrats probably had their hands on it for so long and see what they're doing.
That's true. I can't even deny.
This whole school system is turning the wrong way because of that. I mean, so I don't know.
And I don't disagree with you. And at the end of the day, man, Memphis and the people that are in charge, and really the voters, to be honest with you, had an opportunity, one, to let your voice be heard, and you voted for Tawana Murphy. Now, she can't get in there without getting voted in. Now, I don't know the situation around that election. I heard that somebody had dropped out or something, and that she either ran against herself or the competition wasn't trying to do. I don't know the particulars. Y'all may know a little bit more than me, but there was something around her election. She only got a little over 1,000 votes from what I heard, and won the election and celebrated with Dr. George Ray, which was very interesting. Who was also
that situation?
Yeah,
Dr. George Ray. Oh my goodness, John, that's a trip all by itself.
Yeah,
that is a disgusting dilemma that I don't even want to go into that. Dr. Ray. That's another topic all by itself.
Absolutely. The water's fine.
Yeah. That's what he said.
Yeah.
He drank out of the water. The water's fine. Is that all you have to say?
He said, I don't see nothing wrong.
Yeah. Well, I don't guess he did.
He didn't see nothing wrong with nothing, man.
706-250-6252 is the number to call if you want to talk to us live on the air. And Frankie just put up a big comment there.
Okay. Oh, yeah. See?
I agree with Vicky. It's all about the kids.
That's what it should be.
But this whole thing, Vicky, seemed like it's not all about the kids.
Yeah.
Seemed like it's about themselves.
That's the problem.
This is very disturbing.
Scotty says she paid for them votes. LOL. I don't know.
Hey.
Greg says their info is all about interpretations and feelings, not real actual facts from what I think I understand of it. Yeah, that's what it seemed like to me. I know they try to present some things as fact because that's what they think. But again, excuse me, that came out of nowhere. Again, I don't know. Frankie says if anybody was fired with cause, it should have been George Ray. But they paid him and are still paying him. That's a great point.
Right.
Dr. Ray got all his money. And if anything, with all that was going on with him, with the different women and all sorts of other things going on with certain contracts and stuff like that, he should have been fired with cause.
And some of these women that fired Dr. Fagan, want to swing with him.
Yeah.
Probably.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Hey, but it says, but they don't want to pay Dr. Fagans over some BS, says Frankie. She says they are mad because she cut out a lot of contracts and some of the board members were getting kickbacks. I hate for the state to step in, but the board would not listen to the voters, the teachers, nor the students.
Wow.
And see, that's my thing. I know we don't want the board to step in. I get it, right? Because you question their motives. And I do understand that. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, the state has shown they don't really care about Memphis that much, at least to me. You know what I'm saying? And let me know if y'all hear anything in the background. Hopefully not. But I just muted something. But anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like at the end of the day, you have to do something. You can't just let it sit there. And one thing I wouldn't want is that corrupt school board with that horrible press conference they had afterwards to sit up there and say, hey, we're in charge.
Yeah.
We know what's best for your kids. No, not at all, man.
Yeah.
And shout out to Michelle McKissack, who was one of the women that stood up to the mess that was going on at the meeting. I mean, she was fired up. Her, the other lady Garcia that stood up and really fought for the superintendent, for the people. My thing is,
that's what it's about.
That's what
for
it's
the
supposed
people,
to be.
for the kids.
Yes, and you're elected
Educating.
officials. Yeah,
they're
elected officials, and at the end of the day, those are who you're supposed to care about. Your constituents, like Bob just said, and the kids. Because look, imagine you got a room full of your constituents yelling, screaming at you and begging you to not fire the superintendent because they feel she's made it better and going to continue to make it better for their kids. And you look them in the eye and you say, you don't know what you're talking about. We do. And we're going to do what we want to do. And we don't care what you have to say about it.
Wow.
So that's interesting. Let's see. You got another comment. Greg says, was it that she wasn't a willing participant of the circle of back scratching and smoky backroom agreements? I think so, because from what I know, if you remember, there was a whole thing with this vendor for the school system. I forget what the name of it was. That if you remember months ago, Dr. Fagan said she was threatened in the parking lot with this guy that was wanting the contract because they always have a contract with the school system with the previous superintendent. Dr. Fagan's wasn't going for it, and he confronted her in the parking lot, started cussing at her.
Wow.
It's like, we do this and this for the school system. You gonna do this and that. And to the point where, she said she was concerned.
Wow.
She also implicated J.B. Smiley Jr., who's a city councilman, in it as well, saying that he's connected to that organization as well. And they both were rather forceful in her doing these things, contracts, stuff like that. So these people have relationships with folks and they're getting these kickbacks. And she says she ain't going for it, just like Frankie just said. And now these folks are mad. Well, we got to get her out of here so we can get our money.
Yeah.
It ain't about the kids.
Well, and now they're all about to get out of there.
They're all about to get up out of here. You ain't going to get no money.
So the state's taking over, seemingly.
Yeah.
This is about to what happened. Was about to happen. That is correct.
Yes, sir.
The state's going to come in. They're going to take over. They're going to appoint who they want to appoint. And they're going to make sure that the school system is together. And, I don't think this is the first time that Memphis City schools and Shelby County had problems. I think it's been a situation for years ago where they've had some problems.
Well, George Ray right before her.
Yeah, well, and then George Ray, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, this whole situation. And I think they had a great superintendent in place, but they didn't want her because it was the right thing.
Yeah.
Seems like
she didn't want to play the game.
She didn't want to play the games.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they didn't want, somebody that didn't want to play the games. And so therefore, let's get rid of her.
Yeah.
You got these women that want to get up on the Shelby County School Board and the Tawana Murphys of the world and all of them and Stephanie Loves and all of those to get up and say things that they want to and get a lot of support. Well, it's over for you. You can forget it now. Go home. I mean, go find something to do. Go rake yards, leave. This is what you're going to have to do now. And in order to make it, you're going to have to do something else now. You caused this up on your own self.
Yeah.
This is what you brought up on yourself. Trying to do somebody else wrong. Mm-hmm. Now, the shoe is on the other foot. You caused this thing to happen, and I'm glad it's going the way it is going.
That's it.
And if Stephanie Love is listening, Tawana Murphy is listening, you like to call the show, I'd be glad to talk with you. Right now, call in. Somebody call Stephanie Love, Tawana Murphy, and whoever else. Tell them Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh is on, and they can call and talk to them if they want to, because I sure want to. I don't mind talking to them live on the air right now. Somebody look them up.
Hey,
somebody call them.
You know, Rod Richmond don't play.
Yeah, well,
he said don't play with him.
He can call me too.
Don't play with Rod.
You know, I
don't play with Rod.
Boy, I tell you, folks, what do you think?
Oh man, look, I'm gonna tell you something. Despite all of this, that was probably the funniest thing I've ever seen. When he up there getting appointed interim superintendent, and he up here saying, "Be careful." They yelling at him, right?
Yeah.
He telling them to be careful. Don't play with me.
Don't play with me. What is he playing?
What are you talking about?
I mean, you know,
what you trying to do to the parents?
Don't play with me. I mean, bro, what do you want to? I mean, what is he gonna do?
Like for real, man.
Oh.
What you trying to say? You trying to square up with the parents of the Shelby County schools? That's not a good way to start.
Vicky, I declare you made a good statement there. You asked a good question. Can we all just get along? No, they can't, Vicky. Unless the Tawana Murphys and the what are the other names? Stephanie Loves and those type of people of the world.
Keith Williams.
Keefa and all of those people. Unless you get those kind of people out of the office, they will not be able. We all just get along. They will not be able to get along. If Shelby County school system will not be able to get along. It's a doggone shame. And I don't care what you think about me saying what I'm saying tonight on this show, because you guys know this is a doggone shame.
Yeah, this is no.
Every one of you know this is a shame. It's low down. It's underhanded. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's I mean, you know, what do you want?
Hey, now I got another video.
Oh.
I got another video. All right, and let's this is Fox 13 this time. Talking about some things. Take a look at this.
Yeah.
Fox 13 News at 5 starts now.
2 days after the firing of the superintendent, several Memphis Shelby County School Board members and the interim superintendent stood as one today. Thank you for being with us at 5 o'clock. I'm Daryl Green.
And I'm Darcy Thomas. Dr. Roderick Richmond and 6 board members talked about moving the district forward and searching once again for the right leader. Fox 13's education reporter Rosalind Freeman joins us live at the district headquarters. Rosalind, they tried to reassure the community, of course, after weeks and weeks of turbulence.
Yep.
That's right. Four board members who voted to fire Fagans and 2 who voted against her termination at least tried to appear united this afternoon as the interim superintendent Roderick Richmond talked about moving the district forward. But Dr. Richmond also had to address the anger he showed minutes after he was named superintendent Tuesday night.
I want to apologize. That's not I am, and that never happened again.
Dr. Richmond apologized for yelling back at someone in the emotional.
Did this guy say, I want to apologize?
I apologize.
That's not me.
That's not me.
That's you. Yes, it is.
That wasn't me.
That was you. And now you want to apologize. Apologize for what? Everybody want to throw their hands, throw their rocks, and then come and say, I apologize. Why are you apologizing? You apologize because you're wrong. And you know it's wrong.
But he said that's not who he is.
That's not who he. It is you. That's who you are.
That was somebody else.
No, that was you. That was you.
I got out of character.
Yeah, okay. You got out of something. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to apologize. That's not who I am, and that'll never happen again.
Yeah, okay. Hey, all right.
Apologize for yelling back at and explain. He emphasized 3 key priorities: ability, streamlining the resources they need, and strengthening relationships with elected officials and key stakeholders.
I believe I am the right person at the right time to do this most important work for our and our community.
The question remained about his appointment. Richmond offered the superintendent job that went to Dr. Fagan less than a year ago.
He did.
How do you feel about the board wanting to appoint you at this juncture, considering that you were not a finalist when you wanted to be the superintendent?
The reason I accepted was because of my loyalty and commitment to this district and our children. What would have happened if no one had accepted this task?
Listen, hold. Listen, you need to sit down. I'd rather have Santa Claus in the Shelby County School District over the district rather than have you. I mean, this, this guy is Turkey Day. You Turkey Day. I mean,
I ain't never heard that expression. A giant turkey, I guess. Look, and here's the thing. First of all, I ain't heard so much mess. Look, my boy, he said, okay. Anyway, I'm reading these comments. Now, I'm going to address what Frankie just said.
Yeah.
Because I have Frankie. Let me put it on the screen. Dr. Rod Richmond's wife. Dr. Rod Richmond's wife.
Yeah.
Why is she relevant? Well, she was indicted for stealing money from I think it was a charter school that she was over back in 2017, 2018, something like that. Stealing like over $4,000. $3,000 plus went into her bank account.
Wow.
That's his wife. And coming up soon, I think tomorrow, y'all, the school board will convene again. And guess who is on the docket for a showing in the meeting or whatever she's trying to do there? Dr. Richmond's wife. City University, which I believe that says she's over, is, I don't know if it's trying to get a reappointment or something. But my thing is, look at the timing. A school represented by Dr. Richmond's wife is coming before the school board looking for something. If y'all know the particulars, let me know. But I do know up to that point. What a very amazing coincidence that they made sure to get the current superintendent out the way. They made sure that their boy Rod Richmond got the interim job. And they made sure that his wife with this charter school, City University, is coming before the school board for something. So the timing is very interesting. I don't know if anybody else, I saw the post on Facebook that said all of this is true and going into her history of stealing money from a school she was over. So again,
why would they want to? I don't know. Well,
I'm just saying this looks real dirty, man.
I mean, everybody else is dirty. So dirt points dirt.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
dirt washes dirt, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, ain't nobody getting washed.
Well,
except the kids.
Yeah. Everybody's concerned about the kids.
And, hold on, this video is almost over. Let me let Rod Richmond continue to tell y'all why he is Superman.
Yeah.
He said this is a hard job. And somebody had to take it, and the Lord called me. He didn't say it. But it is what he had to take for such a time. What do we always say? Such a time as this. Man, look, all right.
Happened if no one had accepted this task. And I know it is a heavy task to bring this community back together.
Heavy load.
I was willing to take it on.
Look at that. He said, I was willing.
He willing.
I was willing and able.
And I know it's a heavy task.
Heavy. But my shoulders are broad.
Yeah, okay.
And that's why I stole that job. That's why I was appointed that job.
Yeah. Well, of all the things that are going on in Memphis, Shelby County schools, you know,
the camera kind of glitching. Let me see if I can fix that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're good. It's just kind of jumping, I guess.
But you know, and then this mess comes out, and you know, and really, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm kind of disturbed, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
All the stuff that's going on in Memphis, Shelby County schools and other things, I'm not surprised.
If you've been around Memphis, you know how.
And you know
how it goes.
Yeah, all these people and the Stephanie Loves of the world and Tawana Murphys and all of those things, and you know, they feel that they got people afraid of them. They feel they have people afraid of them. That's the way they feel. And they feel they could have done anything they wanted to do, which they tried to do. Now the state's coming after you.
Now what?
What are you going to do now?
That's the question.
What are you going to do now? Folks, listen. Pray for Shelby County Schools system. Pray that when the state comes in, I don't care the Republican or the Democrat. That's not my point right now. All I want is for them to have a better school system that's going to educate the kids.
Yeah.
And all these crooks that's been in there, most of them Democrats.
Greg says they all suck.
And they black.
Yeah.
They all Democrats, they black. And Vicky says majority of Memphis is black, so Shelby County. So Vicky said we need Willie Harrington back.
Or do we? I don't know. I mean, Willie was great, you know, but I guess because the school board trying to say, I remember at the end of the meeting, Joyce Coleman was trying to say on the microphone, we're glad that Dr. Harrington's here. They tried to get the crowd to turn back around, even though they were ready to jump on him. But trying to say Dr. Harrington's here and glad he's going to help lead us through this whole thing. Then Michelle McKissick jumped all over and said, who said he's doing that?
Oh.
Whose decision was that?
Oh.
And we talk about protocol and how the superintendent didn't follow protocol. you're breaking protocol right now.
Wow.
So, hey, I don't know, but it looks like this whole thing needs to be settled in the ring.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does get settled, man. Frankie says, let me put this up here. Believe me when I tell you they are not going to do a search. They're going to offer him the permanent position. He will only be removed if the state takes over. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I agree with that. They got their guy. And I will say this. Shout out. This was Thaddeus Matthews. He reported over a month ago, that Rod Richmond was the guy that the people trying to get Dr. Fagans out was going to replace her with.
No.
And they said they made the decision the night of the board meeting. Well, how does this news get out a month ago?
Wow.
So somebody's lying.
Yeah.
And I doubt it's Thaddeus because it's accurate.
Yeah.
It actually came to fruition in front of our eyes.
Yep.
And the same people supported it. As he said, we're going to support it back then. They just added Keith Williams and another lady that seemed like she didn't want to make a decision, but voted against it anyway. So who knows?
Yeah. Well, man, I tell you what, I don't know. There are a lot of things that are happening. Boy, I mean, come on.
What's up, Roger?
Yeah.
Good to see you, man. He said that's why they going out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's time to get it together. And let's pray for Memphis Shelby County School System.
Yes.
And for the kids.
Yeah, pray for the kids.
That they get a proper leadership. And when the state comes in, make sure that it's right. And they put the proper people in place. Set some of them black folk down. Put the white folk up.
Oh, Lord.
Put the white folk up.
Oh, man.
Yeah, some of you black folk, y'all need to sit down. Just go home. I mean, go cook some pinto beans. Fry some fish. Or something. Go get a hoagie sandwich. Go do something. Because you have shown the community that you cannot lead. Not all black people. I'm just saying the certain ones that are there now that's causing this disturbance, this commotion.
No, I agree with you.
And they know who they are.
Yeah. Greg said, I'm pretty sure Thaddeus got his info from Tawana. I guarantee. I don't know about that.
Nah.
I don't know about that. They have fallen out quite a bit. Matter of fact, he put out her information of her getting evicted. How she behind on rent or something. This was like a month ago too. So I don't know about their whole.
Yeah.
Now look, here's the thing. I was I'll never forget at the radio station 730 when Tawana had her show. If you remember that, Bob, that was years ago. Matter of fact, helped to get the show. But all that being said, I remember Thaddeus showing up out of nowhere when she was there. This was years ago, and that was a very odd situation. But anyway, I ain't gonna get into that. Yeah, I don't feel like he getting no info from her. Not anymore, at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's another thing. Here's a long post from Vicky.
Vicky, yeah.
I won't be able to put it all on the screen.
Wow.
But she said this is per Javier Bailey. But he's a lawyer.
Yeah.
In Memphis. She says this is what he posted on his page. Said he wanted to make be perfectly clear, notwithstanding his personal feelings about the termination of Dr. Marie N. Fagans, put a full name on there. Dr. Roderick Rich was more than capable and experienced, and truth be told, he should have been the superintendent several years ago. Says, I know Dr. Richmond and his family. I've known them for many decades. He is not the reason for Dr. being dismissed. Solely unfair to turn him with vile anger because he was there to step in the gap. Okay, quick question. How do you know? Did he tell you this? Did he say, hey, I'm not the reason she's dismissed? Well, how come we already knew you were going to be the replacement? How come when it was reported that it was collusion with several members of the Memphis school board, that you were the one that they picked? Why? Why is it that there's a lot of rumors out there that you're going to be the guy that they pick to be the permanent superintendent? Now, I'm not saying he ain't qualified. He's been with the school system 30 years plus, done a lot of things. Matter of fact, he was basically what a lot of people consider, and y'all know I've done my research on this. He has been considered the right-hand man to Dr. Fagans. But you didn't see him defending her once.
Mm-hmm.
So that is interesting.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. You got friends out here defending friends. That's what Memphis does. And I guess that happens everywhere, but it's very deeply rooted in corruption in Memphis. And it's out now because it's getting exposed.
Yeah.
People that got names like Javier Bailey, whatever the case is, I've known him for decades. He would never, man, you're a friend of his. You know his family, you know his friends. You have a bias.
Yeah.
So just say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't say that he is not the reason. How do you know? Do you have evidence? Do you know what the reason was?
Yeah.
If you don't, then you just running your mouth on Facebook.
And they're just going in circles, Josh.
Just going in circles.
It's just Memphis Shelby County schools are just going in circles, and they're saying the things that they want to say and want people to hear. And with all of the problems that are going on, why don't somebody tell the truth?
Yep.
Somebody needs to tell the truth.
Looking at this, Vicky, last few things
Yeah.
here, and then we gotta go. Frankie says no search committee here or elsewhere recommended Rod Richmond to be a finalist. So the school board used the backdoor method to get him in. That's the thing. The search committee that chose Dr. Fagans didn't pick Rod Richmond.
Yeah.
He wanted the job then.
Yeah.
And I think this is just pure speculation on my part. Me with you lying. No, this is just what I think. If he's that close to the superintendent, he knows what he was doing. He knows what she was doing.
Right.
He knew how to move to get the job. He wanted the job. He got turned down from the job. He colluded with members of the city council to get the job and doing whatever they had to do. You got members of the city council. You got people that are upset at Dr. Fagans because they're not getting their contract and their kickbacks. So all of them use their collective anger and said, Rod, you're going to be our guy and you're going to let us do what we want to do.
Yep.
While you lead the school board. So how would it wouldn't work, in my opinion, if the guy wasn't experienced.
Yeah.
So ain't nobody knocking that. But you can't say this don't smell.
Yeah.
It smelled like his mustache, right? I'd imagine the way he looking in that video.
Run that commercial. And speaking of smelling, John, run something that's gonna make things smell.
Jump it too soon. All
right. Run something that's gonna make things smell good. And it's not
Tawana Murphy.
Tawana Murphy. It's not Stephanie Love.
No.
It's not any of those clowns that voted against that superintendent.
Yeah.
Voted against her and come up with this ridiculous mess that they have going on. And now the state is coming and going to run them out the door.
Here we go.
Take a listen to this, and this is something that's going to make everything smell better and good. Listen.
But before we go, I got to tout the best seasonings. Pastor, look, this guy's a friend of mine. His name is Bob Midget, and he owns a company called BJ's Barbecue and Sauces. You can reach him at bjsbarbecueandsauces.com. And I know you cook now. You know Bob. Of course, you know Bob. Yeah, Bob's living in Georgia now, and he's opened up a company. Man, I've tried his dry rub. I've tried his barbecue sauce. It is off the hook.
Well, I remember when we was out there.
Exactly. Bob Country Barbecue.
Yeah.
Well, now he's showing you why his barbecue was so good because of the sauces and the dry rubs that he have on it. I use it every day.
Okay.
I put his dry rub on my eggs. That's how good it is.
Oh, that must be really good.
You remember Campbell soup? Remember the commercial? It was good.
Yeah.
It is absolutely incredible. I need you to go to bjbarbecueandsauces.com and order a box set of everything. He has hot sauce, he has barbecue sauce, he has dry rub. I'm telling you, he has mild sauce, he has hot sauce. All of it is delectable. It is bellissimo. And I want you to go to bjbarbecueandsauces.com. Again, bjbarbecueandsauces.com and at least order that barbecue and that dry rub. I'm telling you, you will throw all the rest of your seasonings away because it covers it all. I'm telling you the truth. bjbarbecueandsauces.com. Go to it right now, order it, and get the best seasonings that you've ever tasted in your life. Because I tell you, it's good.
All right, and welcome back. And
yes, sir. That's it.
Let's see.
What you got another comment there?
KP, yeah, there's several comments that came in, and
here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Man, I kind of want to know now. Let's see. GKP says, I'm back, guys. Let me put it on the screen here. He says, just received some information that got the internet blazing right now. Okay,
well, I mean, if you want to call us, GKP,
hey,
we're welcome for you to call us. And you know the phone number, 706-250-6252. That's 706-250-6252. And if you want to share that information with us live, and if you got that information available, we'll be able to...
We'll share it, absolutely. Or broadcast it, whatever you want to
Yeah.
do. So I'm curious, man. Because I want to know. I hadn't been on social media while we've been on the air, to be honest. I'm usually looking, man.
Yeah.
Seen anything. Haven't been able to look while we've been talking. But let's see. We got Vicky here that says, one thing about black people, we can't do what other people do. They can cheat and still win the presidency of the United States of America. I wonder who she's talking about.
Yeah. Well, we'd love to have GKP to call in and be our special guest right quick. He is...
Yeah, if you got time.
He's known as GKP. He always says, what was that? He says,
y'all already know who
y'all already know who it is. It's your guy Jay Word. What is that? Repping GKP out of Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
And I'll show you. I was watching Jay that he was the first one to speak at the city council meeting.
Yeah.
At the school board meeting.
Right.
GKP was like he was literally first. Like he was literally the first one to kick off the meeting. I know.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
it's something off camera.
Oh Lord.
Woo! Why?
Never mind.
I know. I get you.
This, Lord,
I can't believe it.
Yeah. Anyway, boy, I tell you what.
We gonna have to do a show on that. I don't know if you.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Anyway.
Yeah.
GKP, if he's available to call, he can call us. Again, the number 706-250-6252, and we'll be glad to have him on as a special guest. And he can call right now.
Yeah, man.
And let us know if he wants to.
So I'm
going on before we.
And look, even
if
you want to just send me a message on the slide, if you ain't got time or not where you can go live, that is doable too. Man, so I'm just scrolling myself.
Yeah.
But anyway, I know we're gonna get off here in a few minutes, but hopefully maybe we can see if we can find out what's going on. Do y'all know anything going on? What's the hot topic right now? Is it? I don't even know. Is it a local deal? Is it national news? Is it something about Trump and another plane to Colombia? Look,
Well,
okay,
I mean,
here we go. Here's
you
the
know,
phone.
he's trying to get those people out of this country. You know, illegally they are. That's breaking the law.
Here's the phone here.
Okay.
And I believe this is our guy.
Y'all already know who it is.
There it is. Yes, sir.
GKP.
Good evening, brother.
Hey, welcome to the show. It is an honor and a pleasure to have you on our show tonight. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir.
No, sir, I'm even more honored to be here. Trust me. Listen, there is. I was checking you guys out, of course, tonight. I had my intentions to call and make a few comments concerning this MSCS school board debacle that we've been dealing with over the past several weeks. But unfortunately, there's some news that came in during your programming, and like I said, I don't think it's something that you probably want to blend in with the topic, but it is something that I'm sure y'all will get wind of that's going on right now.
Okay.
And I'll just leave it at that. But it is concerning the cussing pastor there, and it's probably gonna take a whole lot of attention away from the school board situation for a minute.
Well, I mean,
don't tell me.
Oh,
now I hope
okay.
is he okay still? I know it's been a lot going on.
No, he's okay. Trust me. But this is something that, like I said, I'll just say that there is a video that has surfaced, and I'll leave it at that for now. For me, want to go all the way into it, but just keep going up and down your timeline. I'm sure that information will come to you guys as well. But I guess being that people know that Mr. Matthews is sometimes a client of mine, they felt compelled to send me this information that is probably gonna shock the city this afternoon.
Okay.
If you want to look at it.
So
Okay.
I'm scared, and I'm reading posts, and I'm even more scared.
Yeah.
I ain't seen no video. I'm glad I ain't just run across that, but oh no.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave it there, gentlemen. For like I said, I know y'all's topic was something else, and this is not my platform to really, get off into.
Oh no.
Well,
okay.
I mean,
I know.
Anytime our show is on and you want to call our show and talk about anything, this platform is for you.
Yeah, man, real talk. And look, I'm gonna ask
and
you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that for sure, guys.
And you know that.
And I'm gonna just throw this out to you real quick. I think you did a great job with the coverage. I saw you all over the meeting, even with the police. I don't know if they were telling you to get back or y'all to get back for some reason. But
yeah, we go ahead.
But so I'm gonna just ask one question because I know this is going long. But what was the atmosphere like being there? Because it just seemed like nuts, man.
Yeah.
What was it? Have you ever been to anything like that before? And
Well, no. Well. Of course, I'd have to say yes, because I've been a part of a whole lot of different events from an activist perspective. But I will say this about this particular group of people that are disappointed by the decision that the school board made. Is probably the most diverse group of people. Probably the most vocal people have ever been when it comes to a decision made on someone's job, like they did with Dr. Fagan.
Yeah.
And in the way they did it. So the outcry and everything that's coming along with it, the disruptive behavior and everything. And listen, ain't no sense of me lying. They made me pull the bullhorn out, and I ain't been on the streets in a minute.
Wow.
But this particular issue, I felt compelled to, because I deal with children on a day-to-day basis, not just children in my family, but children in my profession that I cover and I do things with. And I find that most of those children are very, very disappointed with this decision. but as children, a lot of times they can only cry out so much.
Mm-hmm.
So my purpose of doing what I'm doing, as far as this goes, is to be the voice that our children really can't be. And even though they're not even hearing the outcry of the people, we're still going to be out there. And we want them to understand that our voices won't be silenced when we keep having to deal with this blatant corruption, because that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And how much of the taxpayers' money has to continually be wasted on decisions made from people's personal emotions and not really their professional, you know what I'm saying, evaluation.
And that's exactly what it is, GKB. It is wasted money. It's money gone to waste, and people continue to pay taxes in the Shelby County area, and then it goes into something like this, and you find out, man, it's just a waste, and it's disappointing. Right. It's disappointing.
Yeah, and I'll even add this though, and it does bring a light to the fact that we have to stop voting just because of popularity.
Yes.
We have to start voting on people's real qualification for the placement that we're putting them in, for the position.
Right.
And that's what happens when you have elected officials that are governing selected officials. At least the elected officials need to be, in my opinion, somewhat more qualified than what we see oftentimes when they are the judge, jury, and prosecution of another person. And in this instance, we see a lot of people who don't have half the education or qualification to even be up there judging this lady's decisions and the visions that she had for our children.
Right.
They don't compare.
Right.
So that's the problem too.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I do agree, and some of the people that are up there are women and men that have you wouldn't allow your kids to even listen to some of the things they have to say just because they made themselves known by the dirty publicity things that they put out, and they become known because of that. That right there ought to tell you something, that there's something wrong with the system. If people are going to elect or put people up that are like this, then the whole system is rotten. And
that's right.
So hey, I agree with you. This is a sad time as far as the Memphis City School, Shelby County School Board is concerned in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And let me add this as far as how I feel. None of us should want the state to have to come in and take over. That should have never been an option. We should have been able to do everything we could do in order to not have this happen. But as far as the public and the people and the students and some teachers and principals are concerned, when the school board decided that they were going to silence the people and basically not listen, not even allow the people to really have an opinion or a conversation with them before they made these crucial decisions, then what do you expect? What more can we do? Okay, so for all those people that are saying, well, we don't need a state takeover, I agree. But what do you do when the people that you have in position to make these decisions for the people stop hearing the people?
And GKB, if you've done all you can do, and then then people complain they don't want a state takeover. I mean, you've gotten to the point, and you've done the things that have allowed the state to get to the point to say we have no other choice.
And see, I saw Justin, from the state house that came up, and he was speaking facts, man, and that's just what we're talking about. Like he said, this just doesn't make us look good for people that already want to take it over. You giving them a reason.
Yeah. Wow.
You gave them the rope that you created to hang yourself. It's simple as that, and it's political suicide for a lot of those board members that had Similac behind their ears anyway. You ain't been in the office 3 months, but you got all kind of disagreements and you got all kind of facts and you got all kind of hearsay. But nothing was ever brought that was transparent or that was tangible that we could touch. All we saying is what's being told. Well, where are these constituents at that have all these problems or that's dealing with all these issues with our superintendent? What are they nameless? Have they not filed complaints? Where are all the records?
Yeah.
This lady came with records. Everything that they challenged her with, she answered. Every resolution with records and with facts. They said that she didn't want to communicate with them. She put the emails out there to show you. I've been trying to communicate since I got here. But they refused to meet with me. They continued to cancel meetings and things like that. So as a new board member, to me, it would be in your best interest to try to come in learning the role yourself before you judge the role somebody else doing that you ain't never done. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But
That's what
you
gets
know.
me. Yeah. That's what gets me, man. It's just so much.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie though, man. That was the funniest. I probably shouldn't think it's so funny, man. But when Rod Richmond, when he turned up on those folks, and he said, "Be careful, be careful.
Don't play, Mister. Don't play with me.
Don't play.
Okay.
I need somebody to put his face the way he was looking on a T-shirt with "Don't play with me."
Don't play with me.
Roddy Rich.
And listen, isn't it amazing that after all of these meetings that the former superintendent sit through, listening at all of this gibberish and filibustering and lying and false accusations, she never lost her cool.
No,
not one time.
Right.
And because the people don't agree with something that's going on, and they make whatever statements they made in dispute of and in disagreement of what the board was doing, it only took this guy 3 or 4 minutes before he reacted like he did. So imagine once he gets in there and the pressure that's gonna come. We already see he gonna fold.
Yeah.
We already see he gonna bust. Now, who would want their children around that kind of aggression and attitude from the leader of the school?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And let me say this: he was talking to the lady. He didn't say that to one of the brothers, especially not this one. You did?
I thought that was a lady yelling at him. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a female.
Like, what you know how bad that makes it worse? What you mean? Don't play. Be careful. What you about to do? What you about to do, Roddy Rich?
I mean, was he gonna?
He about to pull out the.
Was he about to pull
look
out?
Like he wanted to take some powder and put on his hand and put 5 fingers on him.
Either that, or he was gonna pull out a pistol and shoot across the, the council. The meeting. I don't know.
That's all I'm saying. So hey, man, listen. Well, our prayers going up for the city, but this will be one of those situations that'll be tense for days to come. It's not something that's just gonna go away.
No, and I'm gonna tell you, I have seen, and I wish I didn't. The other situation that is gonna take Memphis.
Yes, sir.
Absolute.
Yes, sir. I'm through with that, Josh. I can say no more.
I don't want to.
Hey,
no, I am scarred.
I
need new glasses.
We're gonna take this situation and we'll have another show. How about that?
I don't know. Bob don't know.
Okay, sounds more appropriate this year, for sure. I don't think y'all want to tie the children into nothing like this.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have to go into prayer.
Listen, guys, I'm gonna get off from here. Okay. I'm done. But listen, I'm glad to see you guys on.
Yes, sir.
I look forward to speaking with y'all in the future, but we'll definitely be in touch, brother.
Absolutely.
Always, bro.
Thanks so much, GKP.
No doubt. Y'all already know who it is.
Yes, sir. We know who it is. All right. All right. There he is, Josh. And I tell you what, we're going to have to get out of here too.
Yeah.
And thanks to all of you for your comments, your phone calls, and all your opinions. Man, it has been wonderful for you people to say what you said. This shows me that there are a lot of people in Memphis that are concerned about Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And, the few people that are not really concerned, just want to name a name, give themselves a name, those are the people, the wrong people. They're the wrong people, and they're in the positions that they're holding. There's some of them now, they're on their way out the door, folks. So, hey, it won't be long. Everything's going to change, and hopefully it changes back. It changed for the better. And Josh and Vicky says, thank you. And thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. And that's going to do it for us tonight. And thanks to all of you for listening. And we'll see you again next time for another edition of Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday evening.